Okay, welcome back, folks. Well, what I'm doing today, this is the last wall, 24 footer, and you can see I've got some sheathing panels on it. I can't put the other sheathing panels on because when the wall stands up, the other sheathing panels overlap and help tie all the walls together. So those have to wait until this wall is up. But in the meantime, I'm going to start putting my jig that I used so that I could stand up these lifts by myself. And again, thinking back to one of the earlier videos where Linda and I was trying to put it up together, we really weren't quite prepared. It was difficult to hold the thing steady. It was only two of us, so one of us trying to hold it steady and one of us trying to screw it into the floor. That made for some exciting moments. So anyway, I've developed a jig. I suspect anybody could have developed something, but what it does is it holds the post in position while I screw it to the floor, and then I move it over to number 2 lift. So anyway, right now I've got the attachments on the wall where the lift's hooked to, and that's how it stands it up. So one of the first things I have to do is get the footing for the lift on a solid base and, you know, attach so it won't kick out or anything. So the joist under here is 16 inches on center. There's a joist right here. What I'm going to do is put down a plate, attach it to the joist. That becomes my skid plate, won't move. And then I'll put another plate on top that anchors the footing in there so it can't kick back. There. So when I stand it up, it's a long rig. It's about, I don't know, 16 feet tall. So I got to kind of walk it up. So I'll place the base right here so it's got something firm to keep it steady, and then I can walk it up. This here keeps it from going too far and kicking back. Now the jig that I made is just a few 2x4x8s nailed together, nothing fantastic. And what I do is I use 2 screws to the faceplate to keep it in place. And you can see it's a tripod effect. 2x4x8s, spread apart at the bottom. At the top, it's the width of the lift. So the width of the lift will lay right in there. That'll keep it from going left and right, and it's leaned back just slightly so that you know, I'm not trying to balance it. And then while the jig is holding it, then I nail it to the floor. And the idea behind this, if this was the lift, I come in here with this long lift, let it hit the bottom, then I could walk it up. I let it rest in the jig while I do the bottom to the floor. And it can't kick out because it'll hit this. Back into position, and then you can see how the brace holds it, good shape. what I'm doing is I'm lining it up with the attachment point. Okay, she is in there solid. Now I gotta make sure the cable is routed properly. Goes behind there. And then it needs to hook onto here. And there should be enough bearing point to where this stays right up all by itself. Now, obviously if the floor is unlevel, this thing's going to tip one way or the other. But as long as your floor is level, the thing will rest right there while you make the attachment. Once the attachment has been made, you can take up a strain on the cable. Forward. There, I've got it jacked up about an inch off the floor. What you can't see is the bottom of this is resting against that bracket, so that the jig's not even holding it at this point. It's holding its own weight. So that's pretty much how I attach them. And when I go to lift the wall, I'll show you the rest of the procedure of how I've done it. By myself, 24-foot wall, 2x6s, and it's about 7'10" high. Number 2. You got it. And then let it lay back and rest. There. Boy, I tell you, still kind of heavy for one old fart. Did I mention I'm 72 years old? And my helper's not here today. She's 75. Anyway, I'm going to get this one all nailed down and then be back. That's got a strain on her. She's up off the floor slightly. I can remove my jig because this is not holding it. Transporter jacks. Wall jacks. Now, the walls that I'm lifting are just slightly less than 8 feet high. I've done walls that are all sheathed, 48 feet long with these, and each one is 1,000-pound capacity. Transporter. They worked well, and I'm going to be getting rid of these for a reduced price. Anybody on there is anywhere as close to Maine, make them a hell of a deal. Anyway, I'm just getting ready to lift this, and as I mentioned before, if you're working alone or if you got a real small crew, these would become invaluable if you did a lot of wall lifting. For me, I'm just one person. 4 walls is all I had to lift. They serve their purpose. Now I'll part with them. Not sure if you noticed, but at the top of the wall lift, there is an adjustable gooseneck. And what that does is, as the wall goes up, it latches on and keeps the wall from going too far. Now in this particular case, I'm raising it up between 2 existing walls, so I've already taken the 2 existing walls and moved them out slightly to provide a little extra room. Once this wall is up in place, I'll bring the 2 outside walls back together. I've got a couple of blocks on the edge of the wall to keep the wall from sliding off. And when I get the wall up to a certain point, I do have to remove those 2 blocks. And so what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'll probably go up 3 or 4 pumps on each one and try to bring it up like this. Sounds like about 3 clicks. 4 clicks maybe. How much easier can you get, huh? This is 2x6s. It's half sheathed. You can see it takes almost no effort to do that. Do have to keep an eye on the cable, make sure it doesn't wrap against itself, like that one was trying to do. And the higher it gets, the easier it gets. There, I'm at the bottom of the window. I'm going to see if I can get those 2 blocks out. Yeah, and she might slide a little bit. Maybe I'll go up just a little bit higher. Don't want to take those blocks out and then have her slide too far. 2 pumps real easy right now. As the wall goes up, the jacks tip over so that they stay right against here. And like I said, these will lean into the wall until that gooseneck at the top stops the wall. Make sure the wall's out enough. Quite sure I gave it enough room. Oh yeah, she got plenty of room. Cut the sheathing for the window holes and the doors later when we actually have the windows ready to go in. In the meantime, it's providing a lot of structural support. You can see it's pretty easy once you get it almost up. Matter of fact, it looks like this point, almost one winch would do it. Okay, now I'm against my braces, and I think it's the wall's coming back in a little bit. She's almost going to go over on her own. When it gets up about this point, it says just use one jack. I'm not exactly sure why, but there. All right, and that's how it's done. So thanks for watching. This is the last wall that we're putting up. This makes number 4. And generous amount of windows. That's going to be our sun porch. Unlike today where we're expecting rain, showers. This has been a weird summer. A lot of rain. Roads flooded and everything else. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I need some subscribers. I haven't been growing much for some reason. Anyway, thanks again, and bye for now.